Have to turn the mic on. Hey everybody. Okay, really quickly, can you hear me? If so, somebody just say yes. So I know you can hear me. Somebody wrote Jello. How about the word yes? I see hello, hello. Yes, yes. Okay, so everybody can hear me. Hi guys. Okay, I wasn't sure I was going to do this today. First of all, just so you guys know, besides the other lives that are going on today, there is a live on Steph the Altar Nerds channel at 5 p.m. today with everybody. The twins, me, Steph, Resting Dollface, Revealing the Narc, Royal Daily Tea, and also don't forget that I believe today is the day for Revealing the Narc. She's going to actually show her face today. You don't want to miss that. I believe it's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So but you definitely don't want to miss that. Of course, I know what she looks like, but you guys don't. You're going to want to sign in for that one. Funny, I remember before people knew what I looked like, when I finally did show my face, a couple people said they thought I was blonde. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine. So a couple of things to start off with. First of all, thank you guys so much for all your comments about Toodles. That's the shitty part of pet ownership, is you have to do the right thing by the pet. And Toodles was at the end of her rope, and they had talked to us about treatments such as blood transfusions, dialysis. I was like, dialysis on a cat? And they were like, we can do treatments to try to jumpstart her kidneys, but there's no guarantee it'll work. And then we're going to, she has almost no blood in her. She's severely anemic. We're going to need to give her some blood transfusions. We're going to do this. And this is when my husband and I looked at each other and went, it wasn't about the money. I just don't think she had deteriorated to the point where, this was a cat that weighed 12 to 15 pounds, and she was down to 4.5 pounds. She was skin and bones. And I don't think, even if we had decided to do the treatments, I don't know that she would have survived the treatments. You know what I mean? She was so weak. And several people said, how did she get that way? Well, it was very simple. Number one, for those of you who saw pictures of her, she was a very fluffy cat. She had a lot of hair. So she was still very hairy. She hadn't lost any of her fur. Number two, she was a mean cat. She would have to come to you for pets. She'd come up and, hit you with her head, and you'd reach down to pet her, and then she'd turn without warning and bite you, and hard enough to make you bleed. So we didn't pick her up, pet her, or do anything with her unless she came to us first. And she went to my son, and he was the one who picked her up and went, "Oh my God, Mom." And that's when we realized something was wrong. So, yeah, that's how she got down to 4.5 pounds, and nobody noticed. We did notice she stopped eating. We changed her food. We did all the things that you normally do to try to get her to eat. And nothing we did made a difference, obviously. We didn't know what was happening at the time, but she stopped eating completely. And that was it. Now, we took her litter box, the litter, all the toys, everything that you guys sent to her, and we took it all down to the animal shelter and had it donated. So now there are kittens and cats in the animal shelter playing with all the toys that you so kindly bestowed upon Tigger and Toodles. I talked to my husband about it. I'm not going to get another cat right now. Finn is 4, or coming up on 5 already. Can you believe it? And I just feel like maybe one day when he's gone, 10 years down the road, if my husband and I at that point feel like we want a pet because we're not traveling as much and it's lonely in the house without animals, we may get a kitten then, another cat then. Probably not a kitten, probably an adult rescue cat. But that's way down the road. We're over it. I'm over it. I don't want to do this. I mean, we had to put down Rosie, my first cat. I've had a cat in my life since I was 23 or 24 years old. Like for 40, 37, 38 years, up to almost 40 years, I've always had a cat in the house. This is a new thing for me. It's a new learn. It's my learns. I'm learns how to live without a cat in the house. But I've always had a cat, and so this is weird, but we had Rosie put down. Then after Rosie, it was Simba, our dog Simba. After Simba, it was Eddie. Then after Eddie, it was Tigger. Then after Tigger, it was Toodles. And we know that down the road, it's going to be Finn. So I really don't want to get any more pets right now. I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me to put another pet down. So, all right. So, for tomorrow, you guys are always saying you like long videos. I think it hits the record for like the longest the video I've ever done, because there's so much. Like the first 10, 15 minutes are just royal family. And then it's all about Meghan basically taking over her friend Courtney Adamo's book story. The book, they were there to promote this woman's book. And all she did was talk about herself, her kids, her life, how she entertains, what she does. All she did was talk about herself. And every time this poor woman tried to talk, Meghan literally cut her off. It was the saddest thing I ever saw. I mean, I feel bad. I hope they do another event with this woman, so she can get a chance to promote her book. Now, the interesting thing is, and there's something else, and you guys are going to find this out tomorrow. I'll just tell you now, this woman is apparently a member of a family that's the 48th richest family in the United States, worth billions. Because I was wondering why Meghan Markle would be friends with her all this time. That's why. The woman is extremely wealthy. So when she's like, oh, we didn't like this and we sold our stuff and we went on a trip, she doesn't tell you that her family has billions of dollars. So it doesn't matter if they sell all their stuff because they have plenty of money. Like there's all kinds of information, which is why the video tomorrow is so long. And I know listening to Meghan's voice drives you insane, but I had to put some clips in of her talking. Also, at the end of the video, if you can stand to listen to her voice long enough to get to the end, there's memes, lots of memes. People are really good with that stuff. And so I have a lot of memes towards the end of the video. It's really funny stuff. Now, another thing, before we talk about anything else, we're going to talk about my numbers. Somebody actually wrote to me and said the reason I'm losing subscribers is because I'm talking about Andrew. I have to talk about Andrew. He's part of the royal family. You may not like it, but when I mention him, I'm just bringing you up to speed on everything going on with him. Now, you guys know that I was at 78,000, like 580. I was getting ready to flip again, and I am now at 78,509. They have rolled me back so far. I'm about to roll back into the 400 range again. I'm telling you, it's very obvious my channel's being manipulated. Obviously, there's nothing I can do about it. They deny it. When you call YouTube up and ask, they go, it's where things are working as intended. What the hell does that mean? Working as intended. What does that mean? I mean, come on, guys. Really. It's ridiculous. So they just, every time I get people, they knock it down. And then you guys will love this. You can look at this for yourself. You can go to my channel and look this up for yourself. I was getting, let me go to this page right here. I was getting, a week ago, I was getting 43,000, 23,000, 25,000, 24,000. For the last few days, I've gotten 18,000, 17,000, 17,000. And my video yesterday got 15,000 because they're no longer pushing my videos out. they have stopped pushing my videos out. So now I get almost no views. So it's like if they're not doing one thing, they're doing another. Oh, Carol, thank you. Sorry about Toodles. Yeah, I'm giving Finn lots of love. Finn is he's noticed, obviously he's a dog, but he's noticed that the cats are gone because he always played with the cats. Not Tigger so much, because by the time we got Finn, Tigger was getting old and was kind of crotchety and didn't want to be messed with. But he always played with Toodles. The two of them would chase each other around the house. It was really cute. He's well noticed that the cat is gone. Yeah. And I know you guys have suggested that I get another dog. We can't. You guys have to understand the amount of bills required for two animals, the food, the vet bills, the flea and tick medicine. It's expensive. It's expensive to have a pet. You guys know that. It's expensive. Oh, Karen said my live is too long. Bye-bye, Karen. What is that saying? Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. I've been on for 12 minutes. Anyway, okay, so let's talk a little bit about the Royals. First of all, I know you guys aren't going to like it. Let's talk about Andrew. And you'll find out about this tomorrow also. They removed his flag and his insignia from the chapel where the Queen is buried, St. James Chapel. And they're saying that for him, that is a major blow, because after all, that's where his mother is buried. You know, there's also some talk that he's now in negotiations to leave Royal Lodge. They can't evict him. He's going to have to leave on his own. But here's the question. Where will he go? And I want you guys to think about that for a second. Where will he go? If Charles moves him to one of his private residences, like Sandringham or Balmoral, that's an option. However, it's being reported that Andrew would like to stay in London, where Beatrice and Eugenie are. He wants to be close to his daughters. Okay. So let's just say that Andrew says, no, I'm not going to Sandringham and I'm not going to Balmoral, which is a private residence where he doesn't have to pay rent and there's security on the property because it's the king's property. And he would, that he'd be beholden to his brother. Option number 2 is to put him into Windsor Castle or Buckingham Palace, which they're saying if he does that, that's like rewarding him because, there's servants around and there's security around. He's living in a palace or a castle. So, let's see. That's weird if they put him there. And then the other option is to put him into like Frogmore Cottage. But if they put him into Frogmore, another Grace and Favor home, he's going to have to pay rent, which he may not be able to afford. So his options, if he wants to stay in London, are limited. Now, first of all, let me stop for a second and get your comments on where he's going to live. Let's see. They're going to put him where he can't get extradited from. Well, that's a thought. Seriously. Abroad, he has a place in Saudi. Maybe he does, but he doesn't want to leave London for permanent living. He doesn't want to leave London. Castlemaine in Scotland, that has been thrown around. We'll see. Yeah, the Castle of May. We'll see. He doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave London. Now, see, Frogmore Cottage, good point, is under the Windsor security apparatus. It is, but then he would have to pay rent. You guys have to understand that these properties are under the crown estate, whatever. The king has nothing to do, the royal family has nothing to do with that. They don't have control over that. That's got nothing to do with them. They're saying he can't go to Windsor because that's for William. I agree. So Windsor Castle is a no. And so where is he going to go? Where he can be below the radar. Think about that, though. Where can he go that's below the radar? They're not going to stop hounding him. And I have to tell you, also, for the people that are saying, lay off of Andrew. I'm well aware that Andrew is being used as the scapegoat and the whipping boy. There are plenty of names on that Epstein list. Why the list isn't being removed, why the list isn't being revealed, I don't know. So all these other people that are on this list are being protected for some reason, and Andrew is taking the brunt of the whole thing. I think it would be interesting to see what the list shows. And the other issue is that I said in one of my lives that Virginia Giuffre was a liar, and people goes, well, she had mental issues. The lies that she told under oath on the stand, she's a perjurer, she admitted that she lied under oath. And then right before she unalived herself, she lied on a post saying she was in the hospital after a horrible accident. She was dying and she needed her children. That was also a lie. Is Andrew a liar too? Abso-freaking-lutely. And so is his wife. They're both proven liars also. Everybody's a liar. But Andrew and Sarah haven't lied under oath. They gave some interviews. They lied to the interviewee. They, said whatever because they're worried about their public perception. And I'm concerned that I think it was, where was it in the United States? Who was it? Somebody in the United States said they would like Andrew to come and give evidence in front of, maybe it was the Senate, Congress. I can't remember where. They want him to talk, but I would be concerned that he's telling the truth. Is he telling the truth during this? I mean, he's a proven liar. How do you know he's telling the truth? He's as much of a liar as Virginia Giuffre was. I mean, they've already identified 50 verified lies that she told. I mean, how do you know? She's accused Andrew, and then in some other documents that just came out, she's claiming that she never slept with Andrew. So which is true? What's true? It's hard. It's a hard thing. And I wish they would release the rest of the names. I don't understand why her ghostwriter stepped forward. If she wasn't going to release the names, she shouldn't have bothered to say anything. It's like she's trying to get attention for herself. I don't understand that. I don't get that. Now, Nancy says, I'm more interested in Andrew's financial mismanagement. Well, actually, he doesn't have financial mismanagement. He signed a lease. He has lived by the terms of that lease. He's done everything legally by the terms of the lease. If everything's been done above board and legally. So if they don't want that, then I don't know what they're going to do. It's Fiona. Hey, Fiona. Say hello. I'm so happy to see you on Sunday. Oh, thank you. Well, I'm glad somebody's tuning in. So the question is, where will Andrew go? Because he doesn't want to go to Balmoral, or he doesn't want to go to Sandringham, which is where he could live free of rent with security, but he doesn't want to go there. He can't go to Windsor Castle. That's for William. He can't go to Buckingham Palace because then it looks like he's being, given special treatment again, and he's not being punished. He's getting perks. And if he goes onto a crown property, he has to pay rent, and he doesn't have the money for the rent. So where is he going to go? That's the big question. Where is he going to go? It'll be interesting to see where he goes, because wherever he goes, they're going to continue to follow this man and hound him. And I don't know that anybody could live up mentally to the amount of scrutiny that he and Sarah are under. Like nobody's seeing him. He's not really coming out of his house to go anywhere. He's like holed up in his house. I would be concerned if I were a family member, I would be concerned that he would, try to off himself. Because there's a lot going on. I can't imagine the amount of scrutiny he's under with what's going on. And there's some other things going on that I'm not happy about. One of them is the royal family website. The family had the perfect opportunity to remove Andrew and Harry and Meghan from the website, saying that this is just for working members of the royal family only. And instead, they left Andrew on there, just saying he's Prince Andrew. That website should be working members only. The family should just come out and say, we've decided that this website is for working members of the royal family only, and he should be removed. They should all be removed from the website. And how are Harry and Meghan going to complain about that? If you say it's for working members only and they're not working members, they're off. That would go a long way. However, the last time I checked the list of succession, Andrew's still listed on there as the Duke of York. So whoever's running the website is sloppy. Let me just say, they've done some sloppy work. There's a lot of, wait a minute, I'm looking for, yes, it is. It is. I just feel bad that there's probably so other people, there's so many other people that are on that list, and for some reason they're just attacking Andrew over and over and over. If I were Andrew, I'd be, God knows what I'd do. Anyway, the website, the royal family missed the perfect opportunity to remove them all. So I don't know what the royal family is doing, but that would have been a thing also. And it looks like while there was some talk about removing Andrew as a counselor of state because he doesn't qualify, they could have done that and also removed Harry, saying Harry doesn't qualify also. It was the perfect opportunity to take them both off as counselors of state and take them both off the royal website. The royal family totally missed the mark on this one. Totally missed the mark. Should have had them removed, saying Andrew doesn't qualify and Harry no longer qualifies because he doesn't have a home in the UK. He's off. And by the way, you're off the royal website as well because you're not a working royal, which would have left only the line of succession. Let's face it, they're not going to do anything with the line of succession. But I think we all know that the second William becomes king, those titles in the United States are going to go bye-bye. There's no need to have prince and princess titles on children in the United States. They don't work for the royal family. They'll never work for the royal family. Those George, Charlotte, and Louis, could you imagine when they grow up and they see what Meghan and Harry said and did to the royal family? Do you think for 1 second they're ever going to let those children be working royals? No. Those titles should have been removed. And I feel bad because I feel like, you guys know I love the Queen. Love, love, love Queen Elizabeth. Love that woman. Love her. However, I feel like she knew about Andrew. And because Andrew was one of her favorite children, she didn't take any action. And she let the whole thing fall into King Charles's lap. I never thought I would say that she made a mistake, but because she was always impeccable, duty first, family second. She was impeccable, but she made a big mistake. She's made several mistakes. One mistake was not taking a hold of Andrew when she had the chance. She protected him. And I think she knew. She may not have known he was a sex addict. She may not have known the extent, but she knew there was an issue and she didn't take care of it because Andrew was her favorite. So I feel like she made a mistake there. And I feel like when she stripped Harry and Meghan of everything, she should have stripped them of the dukedom as well. She should have said, if you're not working royals, if you're not coming back here, if you're going to live in the United States, you don't need to be the Duke and Duchess of anything. And we're going to go ahead and strip the HRH. You don't need the HRH. You don't need the dukedom. You are Harry Mountbatten Windsor, and your wife is Mrs. Henry Mountbatten Windsor after the 1 year was up. Yes, Mustard Mischief, after the 1 year was up. That's my opinion. I don't think it's worth it to try to remove them from the line of succession, but I feel like it's a mistake. She made some mistakes. Had she known, had she had the forethought to see what they were going to do, I think she would have taken a divisive action. Thank God she didn't live long enough to see the Netflix docuseries. Could you imagine if she had lived long enough? And when they came to her funeral and Harry's, can we just lay this all the rest? We're here to honor Granny. Remember? When they were there at that funeral, they'd already taped the Netflix docuseries. They knew what was coming. They took the Queen's speech and they edited it. They called her life's work Empire 2.0. While Harry's at her funeral going, can't we just get together to honor Granny? Why? You weren't honoring her with that Netflix crap? I mean, listen, they lost their Spotify contract. And while they tried to blame it on Spotify, we know what went on. They had like 13 producers. They had all this help and they weren't able to produce anything worth a damn. She may have gotten an award for that. I can't imagine. You know how that goes. It's pay for play. They paid to nominate, and then they had the Sussex squad and people. I keep calling them the Sussex. Why can't I say that? The Sussex squad call in, and she won an award. She won an award for a show that fell below whale sounds for sleep. It's a pay for play. She got the NAACP reward after they gave the NAACP $125,000. She got an award for being a humanitarian from Project Healthy Minds. Come to find out, the year earlier, they had given Project Healthy Minds $100 and something thousand or more. They got an award from, one of the Kennedys, for fighting structural racism in the royal family, which they then said there was no racism in the royal family. I mean, come on, guys. They run around collecting. I wonder if she's going to go collect her award for being the most hated celebrity. She won the award for the most disliked celebrity with Harry right behind her. I don't see her going to pick up that award. And now somebody else paid the money and put in her award for this Lemonada podcast where the views sucked. And once again, the podcast has been canceled. She's not coming back. And she'll win an award for that too, even though all she did was give stories about her pregnancy because she knows people are doubting the pregnancy. So every single one, I dare anybody to listen to those and tell me what you can glean from these women that will help you in your businesses. Go ahead, because there's nothing, absolutely nothing. It's a joke. I completely agree with this statement. The awards given prove how corrupt the organizations concerned are. If I hit the lottery tomorrow and Project Healthy Minds contacted me and said, would you give us a donation? I'd be like, no, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a donation. You have to give me an award in a glittering ceremony bigger than what you gave Harry and Meghan. And I'll give you some money. I guarantee you they would. As a matter of fact, here's an idea for you guys. I'm going to put this up next year. The Signal Award. That's the award that Meghan is now up to get for that ridiculous podcast from Lemonada. They actually, if you watch my videos, you know, they actually added a new category just so she could be, the category didn't exist last year, just so she could be nominated. I'm going to nominate and pay and nominate my channel. And I want everybody to call in. I'm going to remind you guys when this comes up. I want everybody to call in and nominate my channel. Let's see if I win a Signal Award. Could you imagine? Oh my God. Oh my God. I think that would be the funniest thing ever. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think that would just be hilarious. Oh my God. Okay, let's see what else is. I say people are saying they're up for it. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Now, let's see. Oh my God. Megan is buying her dreams. Yes, she is. Go for it. And I'll call and get my kiddos to call. Exactly. You call everybody you know and say, would you do me? What you do is you guys text your friends and say, this woman is up for an award. It's a great podcast. Could you take 2 seconds, call this number and put in hit the button and nominate her. If all of my subscribers did that, if they had their family members do that, if they had friends at work do that, hey guys, I'm at work today. Do me a favor, call in and nominate this person for me. Could you imagine if I actually won that award? Oh my God. Okay. So as I was saying, tomorrow, I think it's a record for the longest video I've ever done. Even my Oprah debunking videos where I show like 17 lies that she told. I think that video is up to close to 600,000 views. I don't think even those videos were as long as the one tomorrow. So if you want a long video, tomorrow is definitely the one you're going to want to watch. That's all I can say about that. Okay. Does anybody have any specific questions? I mean, we've talked about Andrew and where he might possibly move, where he's going to live. That would be interesting. Would you get Harry and Meghan to present it to you? No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want Harry and Meghan to present it to me. I'm waiting to see if, oh my gosh, a Pulitzer. Give me a Pulitzer Prize. Oh my God, that's so funny. Thank you. Oh God, it totally went out of my head what I was just about to say. We talked about where Andrew might live. It'll be interesting. Now, this video tomorrow, did you guys see the bookstore thing where her friend was there to talk about her book? And then Meghan basically took the whole thing over. I'm worried for those kids. Lily, tell me about your rose and your thorn today. There's something wrong with her. Okay, this person says, stop saying they missed the mark. They did miss the mark. I'm sorry. They missed the mark and they missed their chance to remove Harry, Meghan, and Andrew from the royal website. They totally missed the mark. They should not have turned him from the Duke of York to Prince Edward. They should have removed all three of them and said the website is for working royals only. Yes, they missed the mark. I stand by what I said. Let's see. I heard Chabucks and Invisibet. Yes, she totally hijacked the woman's interview. Yes, she did. It was so shameful. I hope that woman does another one because she really didn't get to talk. She really didn't get to speak. Every time she went to speak, Meghan was so, yes, she was. Oh my God. Every time the woman went to speak, Meghan cut her off. Okay. So the woman that's introducing them goes, the woman introducing her goes, and we're so happy to have her because I know you guys are blah, blah, blah. And so the woman has the mic and she goes, yes. And I'm very happy to be here. And before she can say anything else, Meghan goes, and I'm so glad you guys got to meet her because we've been friends since college. And then, okay. So then at another point, the woman goes, really quickly, she seems to have kicked Daniel. Did you guys know that Daniel is collabing and is selling candles that are almost $50 each? Yeah, that's tomorrow also. So then the woman goes, if you structure the day for your kids, they don't have a lot of time for boredom. And almost immediately, Megan cuts her off and goes, I was just in New York with so-and-so. You guys read that book? Do you guys remember when we were kids? And she launches into this whole, and I'm just sitting there going, just is like, oh my God. And I put up the facial expressions of her friend during this event. So yes, you're going to have to listen to Megan's voice, but you don't want to miss this. You absolutely don't want to miss it. Let's see. Apparently the woman tore a strip off. There's a pic, Meg crying behind the scenes. Actually, I haven't seen any pictures of Megan crying behind the scenes. Okay, wait a minute. You know what? With that being said, there is something, well, two things I want to talk about. First of all, the big launch. Is that not the most boring thing? Save the date. And there she is. And she's walking through the trees with this white sweater artfully draped over her shoulders while she's reaching into a tree. And that, who gives a shit? It's the same old, same old. It's boring. There's nothing that makes me go, oh my God. Yeah, there's nothing. It's boring. The other thing I wanted to say was you guys need to be careful. If I say something, I prove it. I back it up. Right? If I say something, I go, hey guys, this is what's being reported. Here's the pictures. Here's what I see. Here's what's going on. At no point will I say, this is what I think happened. And the reason I'm saying that is because there are YouTubers that are putting out reports of things happening to Harry and Meghan that are not in the media. A lot of them are coming from someplace on Facebook. If you're getting your information on Facebook, there's websites on there going, this is what just happened to Harry and Meghan. And there's no proof of it. There's no pictures. There's no articles. Believe me, if this was going on, mainstream media would have picked it up. So be careful when you get information from some YouTubers and they're claiming things. I heard it. It came from a source. This is what's being reported, but there's no proof of it. There's no articles. There's no pictures. There's nothing. I just heard. Okay, well, I just heard Andrew offed himself in his house, but they're keeping it quiet until they can figure out. They're gonna claim it was natural. You get where I'm going? Obviously, that's not true. But if you stick to the mainstream, you usually get accurate information. So be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful, because people are putting out information that is absolutely untrue. So if there's not an article, if there's not a picture, if there's not proof of something. Now, sometimes there'll be an article and it'll say, this is what happened. Then I will put the picture of that article up and I will put up the actual statement from the article. This is why I'm reporting on it. This is in the media. But you don't just put stuff out. It doesn't work that way. Oh, it looks like Revealing the Knock is in the house. Oh, aren't we lucky today? We got Revealing. We got Fiona. Oh, this is so good. Oh, and I told you guys at the beginning also that Revealing is going to be revealing herself today. So you're not going to want to miss that. I believe it's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard. What is this one? I have to be careful. AI things being put out. Yes, and that's another thing. There's a lot of AI out there. And there are pictures and videos and people think it's real. It's not real. This AI has gotten to the point where you just need to be careful. And I myself on Twitter said, for those of you who aren't on Twitter, I'm going to read you exactly what I said. Because, Harry will hitch his name to any, Revealing said, no, it's in an hour and a half. Okay, it's in an hour and a half. My bad. Harry has hitched his name to the AI war with some big names because somehow him hitching his name to it makes it more important. And what I said on Twitter was Harry making demands for AI because he's not a tech executive, he's not a policy maker, he's not an AI ethicist, you know what I'm saying? Ethicist. He's weighing in on super intelligence, and it feels like a frog lecturing on fusion reactors. I mean, he's nobody. He doesn't know anything about it. And frankly, I'm so sick of hearing about him talking about making the internet safe and making all of this stuff safe when his own fan base are the worst people around and they refuse to acknowledge them. And we know that they work for them. We've shown pictures of them flying with them, going to Jamaica with them, sitting behind them at Invictus, at some Invictus events, posing with Harry and Meghan. So unless Harry and Meghan are willing to take their own fan base to task, they shouldn't be doing anything with keeping the internet safe. They're nothing. What they're trying to do is stop free speech. So there you go. Yeah, Carol said it perfectly. Harry needs to concentrate on being healthy and being a parent. In other words, put down your cocaine, Harry, and your marijuana and your magic mushrooms, your psychedelics that you admitted that you use. Be a little bit more present for your children, your wife also, because the two of you last year were gone over 6 months without your children. Generational pain. Those kids are going to grow up and go, my father was never around. They were never around. They were always traveling and they left me home alone with the nanny. Oh my God, y'all, I am so worried about those children. I am seriously worried about those children. Like when I heard her there going, what's your rose? What's your thorn? And when the kids don't feel well, she gives them a healing blanket. Those kids are going to be so messed in the head. It's scary. It's like, I'm glad there's probably a nanny around who could possibly give them some sort of normalcy. Because if I went to my mother and I said, I don't feel well, if she had handed me a blanket and said, here, wrap up in the blanket, I would have been like, what the frick? Could you imagine? There's something wrong with Meghan. There's something wrong with her. I mean, she's talking about, you don't feel belly laughs. My children need to feel belly laughs down in their soul. Oh my God, there's something wrong with her. She's hippy dippy. Oh, did somebody else say that? Oh, hippie crap. I call it hippy dippy. She's hippy dippy. Oh my God. Yes. There will be a mommy dearest tell-all when they're older. Could you imagine? These kids are going to grow up and they're going to write a book about their horrible childhoods and how their parents kept them on property all the time and they couldn't go anywhere and they couldn't do anything. Oh yeah. And a healing blanket is easier than hugs and snuggles with your babies. Oh my God. What socialization? Okay. Now let me just say something. And I've said this before. People were talking, I have an autistic son and people were accusing Archie of being autistic. You cannot tell autism from one picture. There was a picture of him standing next to Meghan and Doria doing a Zoom call. He looked scared, actually, in that picture. And then there was the video of him rolling around in the sand and not really talking to the other kids at the surf school. You can't diagnose from those few things. But for all of the Sussex squads screaming and yelling about how there's something wrong with Louis, there's nothing wrong with Louis. He's just, Meghan can go online and go, my kid has a strong personality, but say that Louis has a strong personality and the Sussex squad is claiming he's got ADHD and autism and all this other stuff. I feel like the children should not be talked about. And while the children shouldn't be talked about, I think it's disgusting and disgraceful that Meghan is now putting the children on Instagram. They're not old enough to consent to that. Harry apparently doesn't care, or he would say to her, stop putting the kids up on Instagram. She's using her children And then she gave that interview and she talked about, I can't wait to go into business with my daughter because I'm telling you, the daughter is going to use her name for commercial gain because it was the Queen's name, the Queen's nickname. They're going to be selling Lilibet clothes, Lilibet dolls, Lilibet this, Lilibet that. I'm telling you. And remember, their children are so, oh, he said his first word were crocodile. Now, that was the first time. The second time he said that his son's first name was Grammy Diana. His first words was not mama or papa. It was Grammy Diana. Because they want you to believe that their children are so much, I don't know. Something ain't right with those people. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Those children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, are going to, they've been growing up. They socialize with normal children at school. They go to children's birthday parties. There are pictures of them going in, and people ask for pictures, and William goes, not now. I'm just here as a parent. I mean, those children, they play soccer, and the other parents, only every now and then does a picture leak, because the other parents recognize that how these children are being brought up and they respect their privacy. Remember, Meghan claimed if she was in the UK, her children would be pictured all the time. No, they wouldn't. But for all of Meghan saying she drops off and picks up her children at school, I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe her children are in a public or even a private school. I don't believe that for a second. There would be a picture somewhere, somehow. I believe those children are being homeschooled. I believe the children never leave the compound. And that's what I call it. It's a compound. I believe that the only time that those children socialize with other children is when Serena Williams possibly brings her children over, or they're hanging out with Nacho's children. Although lately, it doesn't seem like Nacho and Delfina and them are hanging out because you don't see any pictures. And Chrissy Teigen has already admitted that her children have never met Meghan's children. So what children are those kids hanging out with? Really? I mean, I feel bad for them. They're growing up lonely. Now, she can't homeschool. No, the nannies do it. The nannies do it. Now, the big deal is that William and Catherine have said family first. The kids come first. And people are faulting William for that. Family first. But then they fault Harry because they don't put family first. If they put family first, Thomas Markle would have heard from his daughter. I have an issue with Meghan Markle and all of her, family, love, family, entertaining, family. I feel like, how's your dad? How's your dad's mental health? Meghan Markle? I mean, come on. Yes, I saw the job description because their nanny apparently is having a child of her own and wanted out. Oh, there's something else we should talk about. The fact that Meghan just lost her 10th PR person in 5 years. 10 employees in 5 years. She only lasted 3 months. And they poached her from Netflix. This woman was stupid to leave Netflix and go work with her. Hopefully she'll be able to get her job back at Netflix. And they even took her, she even didn't even have it on her LinkedIn that she even worked for them. How do you lose 10 employees in 5 years? Think about that. I mean, God, she must be a real nasty person to work for because she can't keep her employees. I mean, oh my God, 10 PR people, 10, and they're gone. That's some scary stuff. That's scary. The guy lasted 3 months before. Yes, he lasted 3 months before they went to Colombia. And then this woman left Netflix to go work for them. And she lasted 3 months. And they said this woman who quit is not a quitter. She's a hard worker. So if she left, things had to be pretty bad. I agree. I totally agree. A and F. The Andrew and Fergie, I'm guessing is what that means. Yep. You see Meghan now re-wearing her very expensive clothing, which is something she didn't do for the first 3 or 4 years. And now you see her re-wearing everything. And I think she's re-wearing because the money's run out and they can't afford her clothing budget. I was just wondering, where is Doria? Sue Potter. Hey, Sue. Actually, you're going to see Doria in my video tomorrow because she popped up with Oprah. And there's a picture and video. So you'll see that tomorrow in the video tomorrow. There is a lot going on. A lot. You have Doria, you have Oprah, you have Meghan taking over the mic at that Godmother's show. There's Andrew, Edward, Zelensky was back in the UK. There's a lot tomorrow, which is why it's Duchess of Gloucester tomorrow. There's a lot. Angela Levin and Kinsey said the numbers are higher. See, I'm not saying that they don't know, but did they prove that the numbers were higher, or did they just hear it from a source? You know what I mean? I have to take that with a grain of salt. Oh yeah. And nobody is counting the household and basic staff leaving. Yep. Exactly. I seen that picture. Yeah, it's scary. There's a lot. Just the recorded employees, they've lost like 23 or 24 just in the last 5 years. And those are only the ones we know of. So I said in my video, I wonder how the Sussex Squad is going to spin that. How are they going to spin that? That they weren't respectful enough to Harry and Meghan? Yeah, we're talking about that tomorrow also, because it was inevitable that Beatrice and Eugenie were going to get pulled into this mess. It was absolutely inevitable that was going to happen. But it's the video in itself is. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God, it's over 25 minutes long. It's really long. Oh my God. And the thing is, you guys know that I don't mince words and hem and haw and talk really slow. I get in, I say it, I get out. And it's still 25 minutes long. So this video is packed with information, packed. Oh my God. I'm not going to lie. I almost split it. I almost put like all this information into one video and then took what Meghan did at this event into a separate video because this video is so long. But yeah, it was inevitable. All right. Does anybody, because we've got 7 minutes, we're coming up on an hour. You guys know I never go over an hour. So does anybody have any specific questions? Wait, I've lost my mouse. Where's my mouse? Does anybody have any specific questions? Anyone who works for them should get Sever's package. Did y'all see A Seat at the Table? Yes, I did. I did a video on that. Complete with video showing them behind the scenes. There's a couple of videos. One says Meghan, a legend in her own mind, and the other one says I'm a duchess, damn it. You're going to look in there. Look in those videos for what you're looking for. That's the one with Emma Grede. Yep. I did videos on that. So everything is in there. You just have to look. How much longer do you think the marriage will last? Oh, I think the marriage is definitely going to hit the 10-year mark because that's a California thing about if you're together for 10 years, the way things are split. So absolutely this marriage will last for 10 years. That's a given. And she only has a few more years to go. So when the 10-year mark is hit, they're going to split off for sure. Can she be Baker acted? She should be, just basically off of what she did at that bookstore. She should be Baker acted. I don't think she realizes how insane she looks. She is insane when she's going, I gave my children a healing blanket. Oh, Lily, what's your rose and your thorn? The woman looks like a nut job. And when she goes with a friend who, come to find out, is from one of the wealthiest families in the United States, because I knew something was up. I knew something was up. Why does she know this woman? Something was up. I knew it. She's there talking, and she took over the whole conversation. Everything from, she's grinning like a Cheshire cat while she's talking about how she was forced to drive from Chicago to LA because 9/11 happened and it was such a tender time. And I'm going, oh my God, she's insane. Do you think the king appointing Emma Grede? No, I don't think that's the wrong thing. I think, if anything, that probably upset Meghan. I think. The king has, a lot of people want to be ambassadors for the King's Trust, and David Beckham. Let me tell you, I know that Meghan Markle is kicking herself for pushing off the Beckhams. That was a mistake. That was a tactical error while she was so busy cutting Harry off from all of his friends. And she's, here Victoria gave her a place to stay in the name of her hairstylist and all this help. And then she accused Victoria of leaking stories, which Victoria does not leak stories. I think we all know that by now. She's a self-made. And then Victoria's son got married, and it was A-listers out the rear, and Meghan wasn't invited. And then, her Netflix show took off. The David Beckham show took off. Now, Victoria has her own show, which is right up here. She basically Markled herself right out of there. Big mistake. She should never have done that to Victoria Beckham. Now, they're saying that she's trying to get back in by wearing some of Victoria Beckham's outfits, trying to make Victoria be friends again. It didn't work. But Catherine wearing Victoria Beckham's suit, like literally the day Victoria Beckham's Netflix show dropped, was a show of sport, in my opinion. So the royal family is doing deflection. I don't think they're doing deflection. They're handling it, but their hands are tied in a lot. Like I said, the royal family has nothing to do with the Royal Lodge. Nothing. That's Crown Estate, and the royal family has nothing about that. And I don't think they knew, honestly, I don't think Charles and them knew how bad things were with Andrew until this book came out. And then it was like, we have to take action. And this is why Charles basically said to Andrew, if you don't give up your titles, we're going to take them. So do the right thing and give them up. Let's see. Makes her an offer she can't refuse. I must have missed something earlier on. In the UK, we are 100% behind the whales. Absolutely. I'm 100% behind the whales also. Absolutely. Now, he has cash stashed. Maybe he does. We know that Sarah doesn't. Sarah has no money stashed. As a matter of fact, her daughters gave her the money to buy that townhome that was supposed to be an investment. And when she sold it, she actually sold it and lost money. She lost like $800,000 on the sale. And that money had to be given back to the daughters. So I don't think they have a whole lot of money stashed. However, I'm sure you guys are aware that due to the terms of the lease, if Andrew voluntarily gives up that lease, they have to pay him like 120,000 pounds a year for like 3 or 4 years. That money could go towards rent. If he's living at Frogmore, that would probably pay rent at Frogmore for like 10 years. Well, I don't know what the rent is, but I'm sure, he could go live in Frogmore. Oh, somebody's cussing. No cussing. I don't like cussing. Don't be cussing. Do you think Meghan wanted to get into fashion because she wants to? Yes, I do. And I do think she's going to try to come out with her makeup line. Fashion, I'm sorry. She seems to forget that she's only like 5'4". She's dressing. She doesn't have a waist. She's just like a big square. She doesn't have and I think part of the problem is the fact that she's so short, but she'd like to be Catherine's height. So she doesn't know how to dress for her body type. And that's part of her problem. So yeah. All right, guys, we're at an hour. I hope everybody has a fabulous weekend. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. You're probably not going to get notifications because YouTube is, doing their thing. But make sure that you watch tomorrow's video, and I want your comments at the end. Okay. I really want your comments at the end. So I hope everybody has a fabulous weekend. Don't worry about me. We're all getting along without, we're learning how to live without Toodles, but it's okay. We're doing okay. All right. Don't forget that Revealing the Narc is revealing herself. Her mask is coming off at noon Eastern Standard Time. There's a link. And don't forget also, I don't have the link, but at 5:00 Eastern Standard Time, you are going to want to go to Steph the Altar Nerd, because the Sidley twins, Revealing the Narc, me, Royal Daily Tea, Resting Doll Face, we're all coming together onto Steph's channel. I don't know if you guys have seen the link. The title is Stay Not Today, Satan. It's going to be a good one. And also don't forget on Halloween, I think it's on Halloween. Carol will be able to tell me for sure, but on Halloween, don't forget that we have a special Halloween special that's taking place on Royal Daily Tea's channel. So there's a lot coming up, and you guys don't want to miss this for sure. So, all right, you guys have a fabulous, fabulous weekend, and we'll catch up next Sunday. Don't forget tomorrow. All right. All right. Everybody have a fabulous day.